So let me try it now and let you know how it tastes. Oh, that's yummy. Really creamy. And there's a tang of tomato. And the meatballs just really complement that really well as well. Hi everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you're new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make these simple meatballs with a creamy tomato pasta. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make a really simple meatball and pasta sauce recipe. So this recipe is really easy to do, and this is a delicious dish to make on the weekend. You could make the components for this dish in advance of the meal and freeze them if you haven't got much time during the week, which I know a lot of people don't. So you could make up the meatball mixture and the tomato sauce and just freeze them and then just simply defrost them and heat them up on the day. But today I'm going to make this from fresh, and I have my minced pork here in my bowl. So I've got about 500 grams of minced pork, and then what I'm going to add to that is some ground flaxseed. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. Now if you haven't got ground flaxseed, then you can use breadcrumbs, or you could use almond flour if you have a gluten intolerance like me. And then to that I'm going to add some tamari, and this is just to add a little bit of extra flavour. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon or 2 of tamari, and 2 like so. And then I'm going to add salt and pepper to this as well. So salt and pepper to your taste. If you don't like it, then you don't have to add it. I'm just going to add a bit just to season the meat with, that's all. And then a little bit of pepper as well. We like spicy in this house, but we don't like it too spicy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and dampen my hands, and then I'm going to mix these ingredients together. Dampen my hands, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix all of those ingredients together until everything is well mixed in. The reason I dampen my hands is simply so that the mixture doesn't stick to it when I mix it all together. Stick to the hands so you don't waste as much trying to get it off or washing it down the sink. So that's why I like to dampen my hands a little. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this into 4 as if I'm making burgers, and then from that 4 I shall make meatballs. So I shall split the mixture again into 3 or 4, and all I'm simply going to do is roll the meatballs between my hands like so. I'm just going to pop those onto a plate. And I'm going to continue to do this until I've used up all of this mixture. And I'm also going to go and dampen my hands again because they're a little bit sticky. I have finished making the meatballs, and I'm off to put these in the fridge. The reason I put them in the fridge is when I preheat the oven to about 200 degrees, I'm going to put a baking tray into the oven at the same time as it preheats. Once it's preheated, the baking tray will be nice and hot and the meatballs will be nice and cold. So when I put them onto the baking tray, the heat will penetrate them, and hopefully we'll have a lovely crispy outside of a meatball and a soft juicy inside. So as I said, I'm off to put these into the fridge for a couple of hours now, and I'm going to go and make the sauce. The meatballs are in the fridge, so now I'm going to make the sauce for the meatballs and the pasta as well. So what I'm going to do is I've put a large pan, I'm going to put that onto a high heat on my hob, and I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the base of that pan. I'm going to leave the pan to heat up. But before I leave you, I just wanted to say that if you have enjoyed this video today and you'd like to see more, then please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you did really enjoy this video, then please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Everything like that really helps me out, and I would really appreciate it as well. So what I'm going to do now, as I said, is I'm just going to leave the pan to heat up. The pan is getting nice and warm, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the onion to the pan. So what I simply did was peel, slice and dice 1 red onion, and I'm going to place all of that into the base of the pan like so, and then I'm just going to fry this until it starts to soften and become slightly translucent or clear. So I'm just going to continue to fry this now. It should take around 3 to 5 minutes. The onions have started to soften, and they've also started to become slightly clear. And they've also started to go a slightly golden brown colour as well, so that's when you know that they're done. I'm just going to turn the heat down a little bit because the pan's getting a little bit too hot, and I'm just going to add a little bit of hot water to the base of the pan so that nothing sticks. So I'm just going to fry them again, and then I'm going to add in some garlic. So here I have 2 cloves of garlic that I've just simply peeled and sliced, just roughly sliced. It doesn't need to be a precise art, as they say. And I'm just going to fry the garlic now in the base of the pan for about 30 seconds or so until it starts to become slightly golden brown around the edges, and you can start to smell it as well. I can start to smell it now, and it is becoming slightly golden brown as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my pepper. So I have 1 red pepper here that I simply slice the top from, remove the core and the stalk, and then I just simply slice and dice the flesh, and that's just roughly sliced. We are going to blend all of these ingredients at the end when we make the actual tomato sauce, so it doesn't matter too much if it's chunky bits or not, but obviously the smaller the bits are, the easier and the quicker your blender will blend them, depending on your blender though as well, because you could have a super speedy blender. Unlike mine, I think mine's getting a little bit tired, to be honest. I do use it a lot though, so yes, I'm just going to continue to fry these until these start to soften. And again, this should take about 5 minutes. Pepper is quite hard, so it will take a little while before it starts to soften. So just persevere, give it 5 minutes and check it. But yeah, keep going is what I say to you, just keep going. It has been about 3 minutes now and the pepper has started to soften. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the carrot and the courgette. So I simply peeled a carrot and a courgette and then I just grated them. I like to grate them because I find they cook easier when I grate them. But you could always chop them into small pieces if you wanted to. But grating them I just find easier. I know there's a lot of people who have trouble with their hands and things, so you might not be able to grate them. So just chop them as small as you possibly can. And then hopefully they will cook slightly quicker as well. And also they will blend easier as well when they go into the blender. But again, it really doesn't matter that much as we are going to blend all of these ingredients together at the end. So I'm just going to fry these for another minute or so now until I've heated them through. I have heated the vegetables through. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a can of tomatoes to this. So I've got about 400 grams of tinned chopped tomatoes. I'm just going to add into the saucepan. And then to that, to clear out the can with all the excess juices, I'm going to add about 100 mils of bone broth. Or chicken stock you can add, or you could add vegetable stock as well. And that will hopefully clear out the can quite nicely. So yes, I love that trick. I got that one off my grandmother. Thank you, Nanny, even though she's long gone. And she probably wouldn't have watched YouTube anyway, but never mind. So yes, I am just gonna let this come to the boil now. And I'm going to go and get a few other ingredients that I have forgotten. So this has come to the boil and I'm just going to turn the heat down to a medium heat. I'm going to leave this to simmer for probably about half an hour. And what I want to happen is I want the sauce to go jammy. So I want the liquid to sort of disappear in the pan and the other bits to look quite like jam basically. So I just added in a tablespoon or so of tomato puree there as well. And then I'm going to add my salt and pepper. As always, it was the one ingredient that I forgot to get out the cupboard. Or the 2 ingredients I forgot to get out of the cupboard, sorry. And then I'm just going to add pepper as well to taste. Like so. And as I said, I'm going to leave this on a medium heat, and hopefully what's going to happen is all of the liquid will disappear from this pan and just leave the vegetables in a lovely jammy state. So just going to leave this for about 30 minutes now. As you can see, the liquid has disappeared from the vegetables, so I'm going to remove, and it's gone lovely and done. As you can see, the liquid has disappeared from around the vegetables and it's gone that lovely jammy kind of texture where it's a bit sticky. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this from the heat and I'm going to leave it to cool, and then I will make the sauce with the blender. The sauce has been cooling for a good half an hour, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the ingredients of the saucepan into my blender. And then to make this a creamy tomato sauce, I'm going to add about 200 mils of cashew nut cream cheese. So I made this cashew nut cream cheese earlier, and the recipe for this I will link in the description box below for you. It is delicious, I promise you, but if you didn't want to use cashew nut cream cheese, then you could just use cream cheese for this recipe as well. So you'll probably need a tub of cream cheese. And now what I'm going to do, as I said, is I'm just going to blend all of these ingredients together. Blended these ingredients until they are smooth, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the ingredients into the saucepan again. So I've just washed out the saucepan a little bit just to get rid of all the vegetables that didn't go into the blender. It was only a little bit on the side, but it was kind of stuck to the side of the saucepan, so I decided to give it a quick wash under the tap. And now what I'm going to do is just take the bottom off and put that in as well, like so. That's the blender done. And now I'm going to put this onto a high heat on my hob, and I'm going to heat it through. My oven has just preheated as well, so I will pop the meatballs into a baking tray and I will cook those off, and then all I have left to do is cook some pasta, and that will be our dinner done. And I'm really looking forward to it, because this smells so good right now. So this has just started to heat through quite nicely, so I'm going to turn the heat down on this to a low heat, and I'm going to pop the lid on loosely on the top like so. So I've still kept the spoon in, and I'm just going to let this simmer away until it heats through nicely. And as I said, I'm off to put the meatballs into the oven. I popped the meatballs into the oven for about 25 minutes. They've turned a lovely golden brown colour. I'm just finishing cooking the pasta, so I'm going to add that to the sauce, and then I will serve this up and I will let you know how it tastes. The pasta finished cooking, so I added the pasta to the sauce, and now I'm going to give this a little try to let you know how it tastes. The outside of these meatballs is very crunchy, by the way, and the inside is soft, so I can already feel that that little trick of putting them in the fridge before you put them in the oven actually works. So let me try it now and let you know how it tastes. Oh, that's yummy. Really creamy. And there's a tang of tomato, and the meatballs just really complement that really well as well. So I'm really looking forward to having this for my dinner this evening. That's how you make my simple meatballs, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening, and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.